there's been like 3 phases of me basically not being able to chat about any of this. So the first phase was, obviously, I don't want to publicize the leaks because, and I don't give a anybody who says this, I am a victim in this, unarguably the largest victim. I was the target of this, and I've been the one the most horribly impacted. My ability to say anything prior to filing an actual complaint has been nada, because I'm either going to cause her to herself, okay, or I'm going to cause her to have to be so for her litigation posture that now she'll either herself or whatever. I don't know. I could talk about that tomorrow, but those are going to get like, that's going to be ugly. but I'm waiting to see what my advice of counsel is in terms of saying anything about that. So, and then at least $15 million in compensation. That.
You're gonna pay, child, you're gonna pay. It's time to talk about Destiny again. Now, the last video I made about the situation, I was more so laughing at the pathetic feud he was having on Twitter, where he was simply doing a 180 and apparently did not admit to sending the videos of Pxie without consent. Yeah, that was a very bizarre story, and I have no idea where it was coming from. But let's forget that, because now we have a major development in the story in the shape of the court documents coming out of Pxie's lawsuit with Destiny. Now, these were published recently by a streamer called Just Talk, or J-Stock, you know, I've seen people call him both ways. And from what I remember, he's been very close with both Pxie and Sherry, where whenever they wanted to update people, Just Talk would announce it himself on stream. And I'm excited to go over these documents, because with stuff like this, having the papers ready and sent, that's when it gets more serious, and we start to see the justice that should be enacted on these awful actions. So let's get into it. So here you go, you have all the documents right now, all 13 of them on Just Talk's Twitter, and 13 pages, you know, sounds a lot. 14 pages, you know, that funny video. You have that. I feel like, you know, later on, when the lawsuit develops more, we'll have, you know, several more papers to go over, because this is not a simple situation. It will go much deeper. When I first went over it, the first papers were, you know, very just like telling the story over, you know, of how it happened, you know, Pxie and Destiny meeting, and then getting into a sexual relation, you know, all that stuff. We already know the full story, but the first part, you know, that blew my mind was around paragraph, let me find it. It was this part, paragraph 26 and 27, where it reads, on or about January 23rd, 2025, Burnell also posts on his website, Destiny GG and his DG chat, that Pxie and the people behind her just want money, so there's no point in going after the hacker. He's probably some broke loose anyway, so they aren't even mentioning him. Or 1,000 people have potentially viewed this defamatory post. For someone to pretend being like, oh, I feel so bad for Pxie, I fucked up so bad, to say that in your own chat, in your own community, that she just wants money, yeah, you're a piece of shit. And then 27, Bonnell's attempt to divert blame from himself and cast blame on alleged hacker is directly contradicted by his own prior explicit written admission to plaintiff that he intentionally shared the videos, and by his text messages with Rose, in which he tells her about the video with the young girl that he would send her. So yeah, when Pxie first reached out to him back in November of last year, he apologized he admitted to it and he apologized. There you go. So it feels very bizarre now in the present, you know, in 2025, for him to be like, oh, she just wants the money, that's it, nothing else. That's just fucking awful, you piece of shit. And also initially, from my understanding, it was just Pxie and Sherry that identified themselves in the recordings that were leaked. But no, it says right here in 29, paragraph 29, you know, around the end of January 25, approximately 15 women reach out to plaintiff to tell her that they received sexually explicit images from Bonnell of other women without the woman's consent. 3 of these women also tell plaintiff that Bonnell deleted the chat threads after January 23, 2025. So, oh my fucking god, if more women come out after Pxie and Sherry to talk about what happened, that would be fucking insane. Also as well, you know, bear in mind, if Pxie already made a document, we have so much more. If Sherry, I think Sherry will file a lawsuit as well, but when that happens, my god, this was gonna be fucking insane. And also, if that part's true, deleting chat threads after January 23rd, oh, that's gonna be so fucked up, 100%. Okay, so this whole thing is very fucked, right? But there's one section that made me laugh so hard, is this one, 32. On or about January 23rd, 2025, Bonnell begins a smear campaign against plaintiff and tells his followers that plaintiff is only interested in getting money from him. So, you know, once being very apologetic and now being like, You want money, that's all you want. Over 1,000 of his followers could have seen this post. He also tells his followers that his only crime was being too much of a gooner. The word gooner, Gooner, is slang for someone who is deeply engaged in excessive adult X-rated content consumption, sometimes in a compulsive or obsessive manner. Oh my god, dude, how fucked is this? Where we need the definition of gooner in a court document. This is actually so fucking rotten. So that's very fucked. And also, throughout this document, you have like 64 paragraphs. It was brought up over and over how Destiny was saying that Pxie only wants money. Like that's very insane to me, because that's probably being said mostly in like the chat, because there's one place where he sounded like the most unhinged. He was writing his own chat in his community, because like everywhere else, before in November, he sounded like, he actually felt bad, he fucked up, but he wants you to fix it with Pxie. But then once it moved to a lawsuit, he was just saying like over and over, oh, she only wants money, she wants to extort me and nothing else. So he's doing like a lot of like crazy pivots, going from like being apologetic to then being like, oh, I'm the victim in this one, and then admitting and then saying that you did not admit to what you did, when we have like the Reddit post that you made yourself. So like, I have no idea what's going through his fucking mind, his weird gooner mind. So the last part I go over from all these papers was around paragraph 52, not that one, this one, where it brings up like, the compensation from like attorney fees, and also, alongside that, $1 million, my god. And you have like multiple stuff like brought up, like actual damages for emotional distress, loss of income, medical expenses, and other damages. Plaintiff seeks attorney's fees and costs pursuant to whatever, and plaintiff also seeks punitive damages in an amount no less than $1 million. My fucking god. And also on these papers, it brought up like, multiple times how she wants compensation for the attorney fees, the loss of income, all that stuff. And from what Destiny said in a clip that I'll pull up in a second, all these compensations, they total up to $15 million. If that's actually true, and his own attorneys calculated that and gave it to him, my god, that's insane. Do I feel bad for him? No, not at all. When it comes to like stuff like this, like a civil lawsuit, and the person doesn't face any jail time, then yeah, I don't feel bad for, however much they have to pay. Because like, you're not going to jail, therefore, you should deserve to be fucked over financially 100%. And so yeah, to put a bow on all of this, all these papers, it finishes on like, saying how these actions were deplorable, and some more info about the attorney from Pxie, all that stuff. So I think to end this video, I'll pull some clips from what Destiny said, because whenever I make videos like this, covering situation, between the time of a new video and another one, there's so much stuff that comes out that I feel bad for, like, leaving like small clips that have a lot. I feel bad for like, just leaving a sideline, so I'll go over it now. The first one I'll watch, and after this one, was one where he seems like, very prideful and arrogant about how this situation is fucking him over, and how it says right here he's the largest victim from this. I think he explained like how he's the biggest victim because like he's the most famous streamer, like, Pxie, like bad for her, but me, Destiny, I'm really getting fucked over. Everyone knows my name, and I'm like, dude, if this is your reaction to all of this, then like you have no shame at all.
So there's been like 3 phases of me basically not being able to chat about any of this. So the first phase was, obviously, I don't want to publicize the leaks because, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says in this, I am a victim in this.
I love how fast he speaks. Like, he's so annoying. For like in any drama he's been in, actually I'm not sure, in this drama specifically, because I've interacted in it, he never drops his air of sounding so smart. Like 100% he's in the right. You know what he's talking about.
Horribly impacted. So one, I don't want to publicize my own leaks, but also out of respect for other people involved, I don't want to publicize their leaks, so I don't talk about any of it. The second part
what the fuck is he even saying?
Her saying that she was literally suicidal, and that if her parents ever found out, she would kill herself. So obviously, I don't want to talk about it then as well. And then the third part
but I think at this point, like that was a good point back in November. But now, like this stuff is more. She's more comfortable talking about it. So her being suicidal is not really a good excuse, for you to say how you fucked up and how you want to, move forward with it. It doesn't feel like that big of a barrier.
For pre-trial stuff after she'd made her statement. Well, now if I start explaining my side of things, now she's in an even more like completely fucked position trying to make any sort of pretrial joint statement with me to settle anything. So the situation in terms of my ability to say anything prior to filing an actual fucking complaint has been nada, because I'm either going to cause her to kill herself, okay, or I'm going to cause her to have to be so fucked for her litigation posture that now she'll either kill herself or whatever. I don't know. So this has been like the most irritating and annoying fucking part about all of this, I think.
Yeah, it's probably like the one decent reason for why I can't like talk about this, because it is move forward to a lawsuit. Therefore, anything he says might be used against him. As it would just fuck him over in court. I'm not sure if it would fuck over Pxie, because she's in the right 100%. So I think that last one he gave, about why I can't speak about this, that one made sense. But the other two first reasons, yeah, what are you on about? Like, she might kill herself. No, I think she found solace in it, and she feels more comfortable speaking about it in public, not suicidal like you described it. And also this last one where he goes over the $15 million and he describes it as a racket. I'm like, Jesus, once again, no shame at all.
And then at least $15 million in compensation. Fuck that. This is a racket. This whole thing has been a racket.
I don't care. You deserve it. Again, like, if you face no jail time, I could not care less, how much you get fucked over financially. Because that $15 million feels on par with the horrible, moronic action you took of sending that video of Pxie yourself.
Now that it's filed, I guess we'll see what happens pre-trial. We'll see what happens if it goes to trial.
It will go to trial, 100%.
Being allowed to share stuff or any of those claims, hopefully I can talk about that tomorrow, but those are going to get like, that's going to be ugly. but I'm waiting to see what my advice of counsel is in terms of saying anything about that. So yeah, that's all. That's where I'll be for now. And then hopefully tomorrow I can say more about it, but we'll see. But I mean, obviously if we do go the full court route, then this is like 12 to 18 months potentially of whatever. Jesus,
I mean, it does make sense, I've never seen stuff like this, happen so quickly. Like, yeah, I think 1 year is the average amount of time it takes for it to fully go into trial. Now, before I press stop recording, I should mention that Destiny did say as of 1 or 2 days ago that he would drop his response or statement to the whole situation in about a week from now. Will I cover it when it does come out? I have no idea, because realistically, I already know that he fucked up tremendously. So like, what small bit of knowledge could he give that would make me be like, oh, maybe it does make sense, he wasn't that bad at all. Also, like he said in that clip, he doesn't want to talk to his legal counsel before saying anything. So I already know that he's gonna have to go for like several hurdles before doing that. And even then, whatever he does say is going to be very limited. But yeah, despite that, we'll just have to see how Stephen Burnett II will get out of this situation, and the $15 million he might have to pay. That's gonna be a lot if he does have to end up paying that much. Jesus.